The Mumbai metropolitan region is the largest coastal megacity, covering over 4,000 square kilometers and home to over 22 million people. As one of the world's most rapidly growing and densest cities, the region experiences devastating large-scale landscape alterations, specifically the loss of ecologically rich coastal habitats such as marshes, floodplains, and tidal flats. Their loss negatively affects biodiversity, ecological performance, and regional environmental functions, compromising the resiliency of its urban areas. For example, construction of the Nehru port obliterated over 7,000 acres of mangrove forest and marshlands, hampering the ability of the landscape to protect urban areas by absorbing floodwaters and urban runoff. The consequences of such actions are one of the primary reasons for the disastrous and deadly floods that swept through Mumbai in 2005. This research seeks to answer whether or not supergrowth and large-scale landscape alteration can occur while still increasing urban resilience, supporting landscape resources, and creating public realm. But given the scale and complexity of Mumbai, the work of a sole designer or planner is not to originate a single grand vision for the region, but to imagine multi-scaled interventions that can respond to both site-specific and regional conditions over time. Thus, our research envisions proposals for the region by focusing on the Bay of Mumbai, where the region's most ecologically sensitive areas are being lost and development pressure is greatest. Through mappings, we began by examining human and ecological processes around the bay, including development, infrastructure, environmental forces and ecological flows, and cultural agendas. Our mappings spatialize the invisible forces shaping the city and reconcile competing agendas that are typically not associated or compared. For example, one of the most startling discoveries we made is that Mumbai's most precious ecological system and tourist attraction, the mudflats of Sewri, which provide habitat to thousands of migrating flamingos and protected bird species, is also the city's most polluted area due to the toxicity of adjacent developments. From these and many other mappings, several designs were proposed to focus development while maintaining ecological performance at the metropolitan scale. The following are two examples. Riparian urbanism is a new urban model that uses the existing coastal landscape and hydrology as the armature for development. This type of urbanization gives privilege to natural systems by regulating growth within districts, while creating a maximum 100-meter riparian buffer system along waterways to be used for environmental, cultural, economic, and institutional uses. At the same time, the buffer would filter and protect the urban water system while providing continuous wildlife corridors. The second part of the project creates an implementation strategy called conservative surgery for acquiring new land justly. The first phase of implementation will allocate undeveloped land within the buffer system to be protected and then designed per its adjacent land uses. The second phase will acquire land within the buffer by relocating informal settlements to adjacent undeveloped land outside the buffer. The third phase will acquire the remaining buffer by relocating the existing formal settlements outside the buffer. Overall, this model does not deny development, rather it incentivizes it, while also providing valuable open space and protecting ecological systems. This project by Haley Hurd won an honor award from the American Society of Landscape Architects in 2010. Another proposal, In Between Green, devises a holding strategy for sites that are landlocked between highway and rail infrastructures, creating 1,300 hectares of new connected open spaces in a ring around Mumbai. Communities nearest to the transit stops and multinodal intersections are given rights to program these sites according to their needs and priorities, creating regional diversity. This proposal increases Mumbai's recreational landscape by 59% and brings much-needed open space and landscape programming to neighborhoods around the bay that have been isolated. This project by Sabrina Kleinen-Hammonds won first prize in the 2009 AECOM Design and Planning Urban SOS competition. These proposals show how thinking about the Bay of Mumbai systemically can lead to new interventions that improve human health and create intelligent developments that respond to their context without sacrificing economic goals. For more information on this project, please see the publication Landscape plus Urbanism Around the Bay of Mumbai, edited by Alan Berger and Raul Mehrotra.